Okay. Hi, Ines. My name is Eduardo Costa. I will be interviewing you today for the position of Technical Program Manager. About your name, am I pronouncing correctly, Unes?
Yes, you are absolutely right. Um, it's me, Unas Ali, and I am an electronics engineer, and right now I am doing masters in engineering management.
Okay, that's really good. So before we start, I just would like to give you some information about our process. So during this process, I will be taking some notes. So you see me typing here and so on. Is just because we have some standard questions, and I would like to make sure that I'm capturing the right information that you are providing to me. And when I make the question, is considering that we have a very short time to know more about you and so on. So it's very important that you provide information about the situation, set the stage about okay, what happened, what's the context, and so on.
Mhm.
Describe the task and when you are describing something, it's very important you describe about what you do. I know that most of the time we work on teams with various teams, various people, and so on. But at this moment, I'm very interested to know about you, what you do, and what actions that you take. Then just tell me about the action, what you did, and also what was the outcome of those actions. Do you have any question on that?
Yes, I have a question that
Yes.
could you tell me about more about your company and the job description? Like,
Yes. So
Mhm.
basically, our company is focused on the digital education, UTech. We have many years working on this area, and one of the very important things is that we are expanding now to a global reach. And we are looking for program managers because as we are expanding, we need to roll out some solutions across all the countries. And these positions will be key for us. On this position, we are looking for someone that can coordinate various projects in relation to execution and implementation of digital solutions for education. It's really
Mhm.
important to the stakeholder management because not only internally but also with externals, and also will be responsible to oversight product development using various technologies and our IoT tools. And of course,
Oh,
as always, working with a lot of data. You were about to say something?
yeah, sounds amazing.
Good, good. Any other question?
No.
Okay. So in the initial phase of our recruiting process, probably you talk with our HR partner, and I'm assuming that she mentioned to you that as you move to the next phase of the process, we will ask you about some references, basically to help out to identify people that could be your previous boss, peers, or subordinates that can tell us a little bit about you. Are you okay on that?
Yeah, yeah, it's completely fine.
Sounds good. So, can you give me a brief overview about your background and your experience in relation to this job?
Yes. So I have been working with the technology in the field of technology education for more than 5 years, and basically, I was in my previous company. I was working in designing, managing, and implementation of inventions program for K-12 students.
Okay,
So it was like managing diversity of background of the teachers, of software developers, and other qualified people who are working in the field of education for children.
Okay.
I manage them, not just manage them, I prepare them to do all the tasks according to the children mentality. Like if we want to teach something, some extraordinary skills to the children, so we have to split that uh, extreme technology according to the mentality of the children.
Okay.
So that's I was working, and other than that, uh, I also conducted summer camp and winter camp where the students came to us with different from the different backgrounds, and they spent 8 weeks with us. In those 8 weeks, we teach them how to solve a problem using IT and AI skills.
Okay.
So i- in those programs, my job is to train different backgrounds teachers, like teachers of coding and programming, teachers of graphic designing, and some different teams of data science scientists as well. So what we did, me and my supporting colleague, uh, trained them to not just manage the program, but we also train them to work together in a peaceful way, and don't get hurt if the children ask a lot of questions. You just have to answer them politely, and if you don't have any answers, you have to think about them, and you can take time. So this
I
this
see.
is how I work, like not just technical, social communication, technical work ethics. That were my responsibilities.
Okay. And during this your experience, have you applied any, how can I say, project management framework or tool to organize yourself?
Yeah, I mostly use the tool Jira.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jira, uh, why I use the Jira tools? Because most of the team members I am working with, they are from the engineering background. So they are
I see.
not much familiar with the management tools and HR tools and different tools which we guys are working during our studies and during our coursework.
Okay.
So I use the Jira tool, and Jira tool is one of the easiest tool to understand by any from any background, like from the technical background. If someone from the non-technical background, they can use the Jira. So we set up multiple tasks on Jira. We set the milestone, and we set the timelines and learning outcomes and achievable on our Jira platform. So
Okay.
the platform was accessible to all the teammates, and whenever they finish the task, they update everything on Jira. Other than that, we have a student portal, and we have a teacher portal as well. So in the teacher portal, uh, I manage all the teacher from the different background, not they just their progress, also how they behave with the children. So one portal give us result about the students, like how they are performing in the class, and on the other hand, we get the data visualization about the teachers, how they are performing in the class, how they are teaching, and how how good they behave with the children, so that we we just not cross check them, we also give them warnings. Like if we find some teachers, we have the recordings and everything. If we find that some teachers are harsh with the student and not behaving uh, well with the student, and student is getting stressful, so we uh, we just give a warning to the teachers and try to
Okay,
train them and explain them the situation, right?
that looks nice. And um, what interests you the most about this role, and why would you like to work at UTech Digital Education?
Yeah. So when I heard that the UTech is working for the children betterment, and at UTech there are a lot of teams of different background. I I read about that there are more than 50 specialization they teach to the children. Like there are separate team of graphic designing who are teaching graphic designing, and they are not just teaching the graphic designing, they are using the graphics material for the marketing as well, like bringing new customers using Facebook ads, Google ads, and this. And the same thing happened with the software development side. The teachers who are teaching the software development, they are working at the UTech application and student portal as well. So I
Okay,
saw that the same team, it's teaching, and same team involved in the company's development process. So I thought that this shouldn't be same. The teaching methodology is different and the development methods are different.
okay,
So this is the reason that if I join the team, my first goal is to split them. And when I manage all the technical programs and tasks, I will divide them into not just making the course curriculum outline with the development process as well. So development team will work on specifically development and teaching team will train the students.
okay. Sounds like you have a lot of information about our company. Where have you learned about us?
Okay, so it's all started from the LinkedIn. Like I always inspired by the students projects. So there was
Okay,
a video of a student project from the UTech that he was working on IoT and robotics devices, and his project went viral. Like he got 58,000 impression and 1,000 likes. So
okay.
one of my colleague shared repost that video on his profile, and when I saw that, I really impressed that how a 10 years or 12 years boy developing a solution that cannot be done easily by an engineer.
Yeah,
So when I see that the children are developing a solution which can compete with the market today, so it make me motivated that why if I can contribute my skills to enhance UTech performance to the another level, so why shouldn't I?
yeah.
That's why
Oh,
I choose this company.
sounds really good. Yeah. So I have a question to you in relation to product development. How can I say? Um the person on this position will do the overall oversight on product development, and required to collaborate very closely with engineers and product teams to guide development of digital education solutions. Can you tell me about a time when you encounter a significant technical challenge during a project, and how did you approach to solve it?
In my previous company, uh, it was a time that we were during the lockdown. We all teams supposed to work on premises, like on site in office hours. And when the lockdown hit, we all have to work remotely, and we never not just me, our team never used the remote facilities yet. So at that time, we it's not just difficult for us, it's this thing difficult for our student as well. Like we accommodate 20,000 students on campus, and how we accommodate them now? So at that time, we had to develop a remote solution. Everything what we are doing in our classroom, we had to replicate them in a software. So the teachers can work remotely and student can work remotely as well. So that was very challenging for me at that time to complete this project within 2 3 months, so company can sustain their revenue. So that was the product we developed, and we did alpha testing in April 2020, and it was successful. So
Yeah,
that was the most difficult technical challenge that I have ever faced, which came all of a sudden.
yeah, yeah. No. And but one important thing also is working with teams, especially in technical challenges like the one that you just mentioned. How can I say, people are people, and sometimes how can I say, people behave in different ways, and conflict happen. Um, and can you tell a time when you, or example that you was required to handle a situation of conflict with your team or another, how can I say, group, and how did you solve it?
Yeah, you are absolutely right that conflict happens everywhere, almost everywhere. But it's a leader is the one who solves the problem. So in it's related to the same project that was remote software for us during the COVID. So during developing that software, we had eight databases, like eight cloud computing droplets. So in those eight droplets, we have some pages like student portal, student assessment, and teachers record database, something like that, 1 2 3 till 8. So we had to work with two teams. Like one is the software development team, and other ones are the data scientists, like who manage the data. But a conflict raised, our data science team were raising the questions that these eight droplet things can be done in four droplets, like merge the teacher's record and assessment together in the single database. So they both were arguing that one is considered for eight databases, another one considered for four databases. So what we did, we arranged, me with colleague partners, we arranged together a team meetings, and in that team meeting, we said that both should talk about their perspective, and then we had to go for a conclusion. Because they were talking on an email, and email is not a perfect solution for a conversation. During the meeting on Zoom, they discuss everything, they make argument, but at the end, both of the person understand that we required eight database, and for eight database we required eight algorithm of data science. So in that way, with a meeting and collaboration, and I was the leader, that I told them that when one speak, one should hear it carefully and understand each and everything, and then you can do the counter statement. And after the counter statement, I will say that what is best among them, like who answers the best, I will choose it. And then the conflict become very easily sorted out, and we work together as a team after some while.
Okay. And you mentioned that I see here that you mentioned that the leader is who solves the problem. Can you elaborate on that and your thinking on this?
Can you repeat the questions again?
Yeah. So you mentioned that the leader is the one who solves the problem in the
Hmm.
beginning, and h- how can I say? sounds like that from your point of view, the leader is the one that have the entire responsibility of solve problems. Did I answer it correctly?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, absolutely right. So the leader, for in my case, because I had to work with a lot of people, like in my uh, I was a technical program manager at that company. So I
Okay,
had to work with the team with different diverse, and I knew that working with different mindset, I am the one who is responsible for not solving any conflict on time, because it won't just affect the company's revenue, it will affect the company's credibility. So when I see that any conflict happens, I take the feedback first individually from both of the party, and then
okay,
I written down some notes that how I can solve that conflict, and then I arrange them in a meeting together. Like now you have to speak to themselves and
okay,
to the opposite team that why this conflict happened. Let's sort it out. It's not a big deal. So it was my responsibility, because if anything goes wrong, the the companies will always blame the manager who was the main character or person looking after all the teams of diverse backgrounds.
okay. Thank you. And how can I say, if you move to this position and so on at UTech Digital Education, what do what do you do in the first 60 days or 90 days? Let's put 90 days.
Yeah, 90 days
Yeah.
is something sufficient for me. Okay, so my 90 days plan will be my first 30 days, as I mentioned, that I will split the teams. Like I will split the teams between the training teams and technical teams of each background, like data scientist team and software development teams. Like if they are teaching, they will focus on teaching, not the development side. So my first task will be to split out the team and give them individual specific tasks. After that, I will work on the company's growth, like how we can do the company's growth. We have to add some new products. We have to add some unique products in our company so that people never get bored of our services. So how we can add the product? So what I will do in the next 30 days, like 31st till 60 days, I will see that how many projects we already have prepared or developed by our young students. Then we will shortlist 10 to 20 projects. Like students are very creative. Children are very creative. If a child in UTech developed a software application that can achieve something extraordinary with just small support. So what we will do, we will uh, convert that project into product. And the next 30 days, like 61 till 90, we will market that product, that our student who is age of 15 developed a extraordinary product, and you may use it.
Okay. Uh, just to my understanding, you mentioned that one of your first activities is split the team. Uh, why you do that?
Yeah, in my case the teaching and training is different. Like develop yeah, if I make it more simple, like let's suppose at UTech student portal, and at UTech student portal we have to add a feature. What that feature will do, it will do that how many students are logging on daily, and when they are learning things, what are their expression, like they are on computers and they are learning things, they are stressful, they are happy, or they are surprised. So for developing that feature, a software developer required some skills. He will put that effort and develop the feature. But if I tell that software developer to teach these all skill to the children, this is not maybe his expertise. So this is the reason that not
Okay.
everyone can teach. So we will split the team. Developer will develop and improvise our application, and teachers and trainer will train the students. They were from the same background. They are both software engineers, but they have their specific duties.
Okay. No, thank you for clarification. I see that we are about to run out of time, and I just would like to make sure that we have the most important points covered. There is anything that you'd like to add that maybe I didn't ask, or you feel that will be important for you on this process?
The only thing I would like to add, that I am very thankful for this opportunity and for this interview. And I really like the things you guys are doing with the children and the upcoming generation. And in the future, we both can do wonders if we work in a same team. So this is all my honest appreciation for you guys. Keep it up, keep going on, and it's a wonderful opportunity for me to get interviewed by a professional like you. And thank you so much.
No, welcome. And my final question is, what strengths you have that will make you the best candidate for this position?
Yeah. So I was working on a profile, like at HuTech there's a team profiles of all the backgrounds, like. So when I was studying all the employees profile, I saw that everyone uh, have really impressive background. Like your team and everything is very nice, and they are extremely good in their fields. But when I see there's some errors and some points that can be solved earlier, like 2 3 years before. So I found out that those things, I will be the first one to solve those things, and that make me different from other candidate. Like I already mentioned about the splitting teams, adding features, adding this thing. These all things should be added in a previous years. This means that yeah, maybe your mindset never go to that level, or you never find a person like who can use his skills to make this product more effective to for the customers
How
or for the
so?
parents. Yeah.
How so?
So how so? it's it's like in the in all the mentality, like whenever you hire the people, they just came for the specific job. Like let's
Okay.
suppose you hired a people for engineering or product development or business developer. So he just focus on business development thing. But I am the one, if you hired me for a senior technical program manager, I can put my input, not just as a program manager. I will give my input for the business development, for the AI tool enhancement, for the customers engagement and
Yes.
engagements. So that's make me different from the other candidates.
Okay. Thank you. I just see that we are on time now. And
Mhm.
I'd like to be very respectful about your time, and I have one thing that come to my mind now. But do you have more 5 minutes?
Yeah, I have. We
Okay,
can.
so as I mentioned before, we of course it's great talk to you here and so on, and you asked for references. Um, who you have as a reference on this process?
Okay, so once I saw this post on LinkedIn, I told you about the student I watched
Yeah.
the project. Then I discuss that video and that student bio with my class advisor. His name
Yes.
is Dr. Ahmad. So he
Okay.
suggested me that whatever you are saying for improving that company, why don't you apply to that company?
Okay.
So he referred me that there are some positions available for the senior program technical program manager. You should join,
Okay.
and I will recommend you if you
Mhm.
join. So
Yeah.
in my yeah.
And when I call Dr. Amit and I mention about you, what do you think he will say to me about you?
Oh, that's a tricky question. Uh, I'm working with Dr. Ahmed like more than 2 years, and I have a good reputation with him, and I am in his good list, like in good books, in his good books. So you are going to hear some very good things about me.
But
By
what, for instance, your what is skill or what, how can I say, behavior you think that
yeah,
he will highlight as your key
most.
strengths, and
Mm,
what he can highlight as areas for improvement?
yeah. Mostly, in my case, he always talk about my punctuality. Like I am very punctual with the projects and tasks. So mostly, you are going to hear about my punctuality, work ethics, and technical skill as well. But he more prioritize the social skills and work ethics more than anything, because he in his opinion that technical skills can be found by anyone who doesn't have the degree, or who is doing online courses, but work ethics came after the experiences. For the improvisation, he always told me that uh, you should not stay on the one things, you should keep learning. So in improvisation, he always suggested me that keep going, don't stuck at the one thing. Some new tools are coming, and just keep yourself updated.
Yes.
So these are all suggestions given by.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to talk to him then. So yeah, thank you for your time. I think it was really great to talk to you today, and I wish you great luck on the next phase of this process. Thank you.
Thank you so much.